Hey, I'm Brian from BrianKeaneFitness.com, qualified personal trainer and nutritionist. Here's the truth about belly fat, what burns it, what doesn't. When it comes to burning belly fat, there's a few things that you need to know and a few misconceptions you need to understand. So in this video, we're going to break down 3 things that do not burn belly fat and 3 things that do burn belly fat. Let's start with the 3 things that do not burn belly fat. Number 1, crunches, sit-ups, or any exercise that tells you can spot reduce fat. A question I get frequently asked is, what exercises can I do to help with belly fat? And although I will give you some examples of things that will help, exercises included, you can't spot reduce belly fat, which means you can't do crunches or sit-ups to help bring down the fat in your stomach. That's not how fat reduction works. How fat reduction works is when you're in an overall caloric deficit, where you're consuming less calories than your body needs so that you can tap into stored fat for fuel, your body starts to burn that fat on your body as a fuel source for energy. And then over time, fat will gradually decrease. Now, some people will lose it from their belly or from their stomach first, but not always. Sometimes you'll see you're getting a reduction in your arms, or your shoulders, or your lower back, or your legs. That means that your body fat is reducing, and it's a matter of time before it starts to come down around your stomach or your belly. So the general rule of thumb is, if you're reducing fat everywhere else on your body and not your belly fat, you have to be patient, because it's only a matter of time before you tap into those fat stores too. But choosing exercises like crunches and sit-ups doesn't speed that process up. But we will come back to some exercises that can potentially help you with burning more calories, that can support burning your belly fat faster later in the video. Number 2, detox teas and juice diets. Now, a major selling point on these detox teas and juice diets is that they'll help bring down your belly fat. And the truth is, they might help. If you massively restrict the amount of calories you're consuming by switching to a detox tea or juice diet throughout the day, you're probably going to reduce your fat stores over a short period of time. And then when you go back eating normal food, that weight tends to skyrocket again and body fat levels go up. So when it comes to reducing your belly fat, think about consistency over intensity. Diets that massively restrict your caloric intake, 600, 700, 800 calories per day, will potentially get your body fat levels down and bring your weight down, and potentially get your belly fat down, but only over the short term. That's intensity. Later in the video, when we talk about the things that you need to do to get your belly fat down, you'll see why consistency is the most important thing. Number 3, certain foods will help melt your belly fat. Now, this isn't to be confused that certain foods won't support a nutritional plan to help reduce belly fat. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is eating a specific food is going to help melt belly fat. And you've probably heard some of them: red peppers, apples, cold potatoes. Random foods that have been included in specific diets to help melt belly fat away. And that's not how it works. True, foods like red peppers have an ingredient called capsaicin, which can potentially help you burn more calories throughout the day. Foods like apples have a good bit of dietary fiber, so it's going to make you feel fuller for longer. And that can potentially help and support a nutritional plan to help reduce your belly fat. But it's not a magic cure. So when you see a diet that promotes a specific food to help melt belly fat away, be wary. So although those foods might potentially help in an overall nutritional plan, they're not a silver bullet to melt belly fat. So don't be fooled. Now, onto 3 things that do help belly fat. Number 1, resistance training. Resistance training, whatever method that is, with your body weight or with weights, with machines, can help increase your metabolic rate, which means you'll burn more calories while you rest. And doing this consistently over time can help melt your belly fat away, and your fat in general. The analogy I like to use is, it's like making money while you sleep. When you do resistance training, you're burning calories at rest. So you can be sitting at home watching your favorite TV show or reading a book, and you'll be continually burning calories as you repair from the resistance workout you did earlier in the day. True, you can do cardio, and that can be really effective for losing belly fat, because you'll burn more calories through the actual session, but then the calorie burning largely stops. So I would incorporate a combination of both resistance training and cardio to get your belly fat down. Now, I know I said earlier that you can't spot reduce your belly fat with exercises like sit-ups or crunches, but there are exercises you can do that can potentially get your belly fat down faster. They're called compound lifts. They're multi-joint exercise movements: squats, deadlifts, bench press, military press, rows. They're exercises that require a lot of muscle groups to perform the movement, and they're hard. And because of that difficulty, you end up burning more calories generally and tearing more muscle fibers down, which further increases your metabolic rate, helping you burn more calories throughout the day, which can help your body fat levels and belly fat levels come down. So incorporate them into your plan. Number 2, restful sleep. One of the most underutilized tools when it comes to reducing belly fat is your sleep quality. If you're regularly having poor night's sleep, your cortisol levels are going to be higher, your stress hormone. If your stress hormone is too high, you're going to really struggle to get your belly fat levels down. So prioritize high quality sleep every single night. Now your sleep requirements look different based on your schedule, based on your lifestyle, based on your genetic makeup. But most people will find 7, 8 or 9 hours sleep is going to be their sweet spot where they're feeling recovered, they're making good healthy food choices the next day because they're not feeling tired, and that works for restful sleep for them. So experiment and find what works best for you, because it'll pay massive dividends for your belly fat over time. And number 3, more daily movement. When it comes to burning belly fat and fat in general, it's about being consistent with your caloric deficit over time. The more calories you burn by moving around, the more likely you're going to be in a caloric deficit over time if you're making good quality nutritional choices. So look at your daily step count. Try and hit 10,000 steps every day. If you work in an office and you're sitting all day, maybe try and switch to a standing desk, or even sit on a Swiss ball so you're at least engaging your core when you're sitting down. If you're doing your food shop, maybe park a little bit further away so that you can get those extra steps in. All of those things add up to increase movement throughout the day, which can help you burn more calories. And as we said at the top of the video, that can support a caloric deficit, which helps bring down your body fat levels, which helps bring down your belly fat levels over time. So if you're sick and tired of doing the things that don't work, switch your focus and do the things that do. The trial and tested approach. And don't get suckered in to any quick fix ideas that don't work over the long term. Find a nutritional plan you can stick to that supports a calorie deficit. Find an exercise regimen that you enjoy or move more throughout the day, and be consistent. That'll get your belly fat down over time. So I've mentioned 3 do's and 3 don'ts when it comes to the truth about belly fat in today's video. But let me know below in the comments, what's your number 1 do or number 1 don't when it comes to reducing belly fat? And as always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe for videos coming each and every week.